I just think it's really cool that we've grown this much. It had many different opportunities. I mean, like when I started, it was kind of a joke of how it even started. So, me and a friend, we said we would start a business doing land clearing, excavation, um, small maintenance stuff, whatever you could think of that fit under that trades thing. We were gonna have it, um, and it was just one of those things. Like we came up with a name. It's gonna be PM Solutions, and that was like we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. We're gonna doing this time when we had this amount of money. We're gonna get this company truck. And I remember like we went and we were looking at trucks to get, and we didn't even have the money for it. But it was just like it was the talks of like let's just do it. And then you know different stuff happened, and we never were able to create it. But I mean, it was just like that was our goal for a while. And then when I started doing a different little things of excavation and different stuff, I was like, why don't I just start something on the side? It could just be a side hustle, whatever that looks like. I was like, let's just do it, and we'll see what happens. And I didn't think of honestly anything was gonna come of it. I really didn't, just because at the time I was still a little bit inexperienced. Had the media skills, but just didn't know like what that looked like. And so it's just like many days of just you know just like the ideas of like what if I started now, what if I did it this time, what. And again, it was that whole rustle of like, do you do it, do you not. And it's like obviously you can't do it full time yet. Like I don't have the money to back it up. I didn't have the experience to back it up. And I was just like, okay, well, we need to start smaller if I'm gonna even do this for a side hustle. Like we gotta start smaller. So it went from small pads. I can grade small pads and I can do that small stuff. And then it was like, well, I have a maintenance background. Let's add maintenance to it. If there's different aspects of maintenance that I could help you with. Just small stuff like that. And then obviously you had snow removal you could do when it's winter time and stuff like that. But it was just like I never ever thought that I would get to the point where I even did it full time. And I said I'm here today, and I'm still not doing it full time, but I am doing it part time, and I did it full time that it actually sustained my family, me and my wife, long enough that we could easily get by. Um, and that was the kind of the cool thing, was just that whole network. I actually ended up how we expanded into the media side is I literally ended up contacting. I had a went past a sign one day, and it read the name of the company, and I was like, like because I was technically working part time at my church and stuff, and I was like, well, what if we just contact them and see if they're hiring? And, that's what I was tending to do a lot, was stopping at a lot of excavation companies, construction companies, and just being like, hey, you hiring? And most of them would say yeah or nay, because we're headed into winter time, so it's slow time. But I remember specifically they were out of town on vacation, and so they like contact me in a week. So I did contact them in a week, and then they were actually unfortunately out of town again. So then I was like, all right, well, I'll message them again once they come back. I finally messaged them. I ended up a time on a Friday morning to meet. Went down, met them, and that formed a little small partnership connection that we were able to actually produce that media side into the excavation world that I really desperately wanted, because I have the media background and now I have the excavation background. It was something I wanted to mix them in, um, and so then instead of just having a division of just excavation and your company be just excavation, you can make it a media division, which is the media marketing and side of things. You have your excavation uh, in the field, and then it was like whatever aspect after that, which we ended up creating the HM24, which was already created about back almost 4 years ago. We created the HM division, which was just mainly for volunteering around the community and the maintenance type of stuff of volunteering. And then it was just one of those things where like we got the media side rolling. I got some offers to do this and that, and there were some big projects we unfortunately had to say no to because I just didn't have the time or the manpower to be able to pull something like that off, or I didn't have the equipment. But it's one of those things that's like when I make the company full time again, that side right there is what I would really love, because that side tells a story. That side helps show your company, that helps advertise, and it's really fun to do it. I mean, sure, who wouldn't want to go out and fly a drone over a construction site, or wouldn't want to put a bunch of GoPros into cabs or etc. Like that's the goal. That's what we want to do, and it we have opportunities. It's just a matter of taking them on a smaller scale, then that sometime down the line become a bigger scale. Um, I mean, even our HM division, we pretty much do one place that we volunteer a lot of our time in, and it's now reaching out to other places. Can we volunteer here? Can we do this? Can we send this group here? And then there's also the fact of the matter, we took the HM24 division and tried to, make it into having a trades based program that we started. That's basically a way for people in the trades industry to network with each other, and we're trying to kick that off. And it's like all these exciting ideas that we're able to do because we went out months ago, almost a year ago, and started planting that seed and hoping that it would grow. And it has. And there's been opportunities, and you'll get to see this spring the opportunities that we have. And I smile because I think it's a good start. It's not the best start. It's not obviously the end goal where we want to be, but it's a start, and you have to get somewhere if you want to learn, if you want to succeed, and if you want to accomplish your goal. You got to start somewhere, and we did start somewhere, and now it's keeping that ball rolling so that something that's a little bit of your time on weekends can become a full-time thing one day down the line, hopefully. And that's the dream that we're fighting for. That's how we started, and that's how we're moving forward. It's just based off of that.